House Republicans are meeting next week to decide whether to put Trump's guy in charge, which is why, as Michelle Goldberg points out in her latest op-ed in the New York Times, it is now up to moderate Republicans to save the House, if only they can muster up some bravery to do so. Michelle Goldberg joins me now. Michelle, thanks for being here. And the question is, if not now, when, moderates? If not now, when? I mean, what is this the moment? Are you optimistic?
I mean, no, I'm not optimistic. And the reason I wrote the column was not because I actually think that this is likely to happen, but because it's what should happen. And it's actually more, I think, a more reasonable ask than what we heard from both Republicans and a lot of pundits in the last few days, which is, why didn't Democrats save Kevin McCarthy? There's been a lot of hand wringing that kind of Democrats didn't step up and save this speakership in exchange for a very explicit guarantee of nothing whatsoever. You know, Republicans, moderate Republicans, which is a relative term, wouldn't even have to vote for Jeffries, right? I think that if you had moderate Republicans come up with some sort of, relatively moderate candidate, they could make a deal with Democrats and they would sort of be in the catbird seat, right? All they need to do, they don't have to vote for someone from another party. They don't have to vote for someone who disagrees with them on all the major issues. In fact, what they could do is find someone who basically is one of them and elevate them. But again, I don't hold out that much hope of them having the courage to exert the same sort of political power that kind of Gaetz and his faction have tried to exert or have exerted.
Do you think it's purely a matter of the terror that would be inflicted upon them by the far-right MAGA base of the House Republican Conference? Because politically speaking, they're on pretty solid ground, right? I mean, if you're a moderate Republican looking for a more consensus candidate, you're going to have Democratic support in the House. There are a lot of moderates in the House. And like when you go back to your Joe Biden-dominated swing district, it probably works out well for you. So is it just the threat of the tweets and the Fox News hits?
I don't know what it is besides just kind of pure cowardice and kind of a milquetoast orientation to politics. But you're absolutely right that these, you have a bunch of Republicans, not a bunch, but a fair number of Republicans, certainly enough to swing the House, that come from districts that voted for Joe Biden, sometimes by double digits. And so they are not going to presumably want to be going into 2024 with a House led by this kind of pit bull for Trump figure, Jim Jordan. But I mean, that's what's so, I think, but this has been something that's been confounding throughout the Trump years, is the inability of people to stand up to them, even when it's in their own evident political interest.